Hi there, Steve Stine here again, and today I'm going to be doing an easy version of The Scientist by Coldplay. So thanks for requesting that, and make sure that you click on the link to request any songs that you'd like to learn. So let's get started. And I'm going to play a little bit for you and then explain to you what's going on here. So that would be the verse to The Scientist, and then you'll see how I'm strumming it over here. I'm basically just strumming down, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm starting off with a capo on the 3rd fret, so remember, when you use a capo, you're going to think of this fret here, whatever the fret is after the capo, as the 1st fret, and 2nd fret and 3rd fret and so on. So when we're using that capo, that's how we're visualizing this. So what I want to do is make a B minor chord to begin with. Now, if you saw what I was doing, I was making a B minor bar chord. Okay, so I was barring over the bottom 5 strings, and then I was making an A minor shape with my other 3 fingers. So my middle finger is going on the 2nd string, on the 3rd fret relative to the capo. Okay, and then these other 2 were going on the 4th and 3rd strings on the 4th fret relative to the capo. Okay, so that's B minor. If you know the open B minor, which is where you just use your 1st finger down here, that's okay too. It's kind of the beginner's B minor, and that's perfectly fine as well. Okay, so we're moving from that B minor. If you strum this B minor, you want to make sure and just strum the bottom 4 strings. If you're using the bar chord, which sounds a little bit nicer because you've got that 5th string in there, try and make things sound a little more full. Okay, so you're moving from that B minor to a G. Now again, the G could be a 3-finger G. It could be a 4-finger G. Okay, when I do a 3-finger G, I've got my 3rd finger on the bottom here and my other 2 on the top for a G. If I'm doing a 4-finger G, I just take that ring finger and I move up 1 string and put my pinky where my ring finger used to be. And again, either one's just fine. Okay. If you play G this way, some people play with these 3 fingers, that's fine too. Again, whatever's comfortable for you. And then you're going to move to a D chord. And with the D, you want to try and strike the bottom 4 strings. Okay, so I'm going like this, B minor, and you'll notice I'm basically just doing down strums, although you could certainly add some ups in between. So you're going to do that every time we get to the verse. Then when we get to the chorus, you're going to play G, to D, back to G, back to D, then to A, right there, you could be doing A and then to A7. Now when you do A, you might do A with these 3 fingers, or you might do A with these 3 fingers. To be honest, I do them both ways. I don't really pay attention to which one I'm doing. It's just kind of whichever way my fingers go there. So if you're playing A this way and you want to do A7, you just take the middle note off. It's a really easy way of getting there from A. Or if you're playing A with these 3 fingers, again, just take that the 3rd finger off there, the ring finger. Okay? You don't have to. I mean, you can switch down, like you've probably learned how to play A7 with your 1st and 2nd fingers. But sometimes it's kind of nice just to have a shortcut of pulling that finger off. Okay? So again, here's your chorus. Back to D, G, it goes right back into the verse again, and that's the entire song. Okay, so you have the verse of the song, you have the chorus of the song, and then you have that little tag at the end right after the chorus. Okay, so when I finished on that A7, I went to D, to G, then back to D. So again, as I usually encourage you to do, if you have a piece of paper and a pencil laying around, map the song out. So I'm going to explain to you what to write down right now. So pause the DVD or pause the CD if you pause the video if you need to, and then come back and have that. So anytime you watch my videos, try and map those out, and that way it's easy for you to look at. You know, my recommendation to my students is always, when you're going to learn a song, you know, do what we're doing right now, but then you have to just listen to the song and visualize everything. If you can listen to the song without playing along or anything like that, and just see everything in your head, see all the chord changes, you know, see the changes between the verse, the bridge, the chorus, or whatever you have in the song, by the time you've memorized all that in your head, you're pretty much ready to play the song. Okay, so here we go. We're making B minor to begin with. So what I would do on my map is I'd write down verse, and then I'd write down a measure of B minor, G, D, D, and that's my verse. So every time I do a verse, that's what I'm going to play. Okay, then I've got my chorus. My chorus is G, G, D. Then we go back, G, so it's twice, and then we go to A. A, 2, 3, 4, A7, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so D, D, we went from G, G to D, D, G, G to D, D, and then A, A7. And then right after that chorus is the next little part, which is D to G to D. And then right after that, we head back into the verse again, which is B minor. Okay, so a neat little song to play, a really pretty song. Pretty easy to play in terms of the chords. The B minor is probably the one that's going to give you the hardest time. But the nice thing is that strum. It's pretty much just consistent downs. If you want to add some ups in between, you certainly can. Some embellishment ideas. Okay, D and A are always nice chords to embellish on if you have time. And by embellish, I mean kind of screw around, right? So if I'm playing the chorus and I go, or even the verse, let's say I'm playing the verse and I go, to D. Now I got a little while on D, so some things I can use on D, which are pretty neat, are sus chords. So one sus that I can use is by taking my pinky and placing it underneath my third finger, okay, on the first string. So it's on the same string as my middle finger. Now, if you've ever seen my instructional video on YouTube on free falling, this is what you do for that one. So I could add that note for an embellishment, whether it's in the song or not. Let's say, for instance, I'm not playing along with the song. Let's say I'm actually playing it and I'm singing it at the same time, and there are people watching me and I'm playing it on my guitar. That's something I would definitely wind up adding. So if I had B minor, G, to D. And right there what I did was what's called a D sus4, and that's where I take my middle finger off the guitar, so now the first string is left open. So D sus4, D, or excuse me, I'm sorry, D sus2, sorry about that, D, and then D sus4. So sus4 is always higher in pitch and sus2 is lower in pitch. Now again, you certainly don't need them, but it's kind of fun to add those in. So now I'm going to mess around a little bit with that sus2 and that sus4. So here we go. See, See, just kind of spices things up a little bit, which is kind of fun as well. So enjoy this video, and again, please remember, if you have any requests, to click on the link, and I will get to the songs as soon as possible. Thank you very much.